Heyo, Millbee here, and today we're going to play start a new game. I'm actually recording this on YouTube. This is not a stream. If you're watching this right now, it is not a stream. This is a YouTube video. That's right. I haven't forgotten about you completely. I will be streaming this, but I'm starting this off as a YouTube series now. So this is Dead Cells. This is a game that came out. It's a new game that came out on early access on Steam. On the 10th of May. Sorry, my nose is... My nose has been weird. Came on the 10th of May. And it's pretty damn good, I've got to say. They describe it as a Rogue-vania, which is kind of like a roguelike mix of a Metroidvania game. I'd say think of it as Rogue Legacy with a sort of Dark Souls-y-esque combat system. It's all about learning the patterns of enemies and bosses, and you've got a roll dodge as well. So we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna kind of explain about it as we go. I've been really digging this game so far. So your character is this kind of gelatinous blob cube, and you infest this body, and the base mouse, get out of here. Mouse, I'm going to tell the game to stop capturing the mouse. I'm going to say, capture mouse? No. So now even if it is there, you can't see it. How's that? How's that for caring? So you get your jump, you get your double jump, you got your X to attack. Look at that. Open up doors. You don't have to open up doors though. You can just cut them open. I don't think it makes any difference whether you cut them open or not. I keep thinking there's a wall jump in this game, but there isn't. There's a little bit of story here. Lost our head now, did we? We'd never talk. Well, nothing to say for yourself? Oh, well, yes, I see the problem. I suppose you didn't think to find yourself back here. Well, but surely you must have noticed. You can no longer die. I still don't understand. It was like this with the others for a while. There you go, that's it. The story is basically that you just honestly, it doesn't really matter. You're here to kill. I'm gonna move myself just a bit over here so that you can see the mini map. There you go. Look at that. Don't tell me I don't care for you, okay? If you do, then fair enough. So at the start of every run, you get a sword. And then you get to pick between a bow and a shield. You can actually upgrade it so you get different shields and swords and bows to start with. But that's far later down the line. We'll worry about that at a future time. So we're going to go with a beginner's bow. I like the bow more than the shield, although I have been coming around to using the bow a lot more these days. So why I use this with the shield? You get the shield out and it blocks. We're going to be using the bow for now. Oh crap! The way the bow works is you can see by the bow there is there's like those dots. The arrows will basically just come back to you, unless they're stuck in an enemy. In which case, they'll stay in the enemy until the enemy dies. Oh. Oh, I got that. Ha. Yeah. So, the way this game works is, as you go through runs, you'll pick up blueprints, and as long as you finish the area you're in, you will unlock that weapon. And then, well, you'll unlock the ability to unlock that weapon. You'll get the blueprint to this character you meet, and then you can add cells, which are the blue things you see at the in the left-hand corner, with the wand next to them. And those will you put those towards unlocking new things, and that's basically how progression works. That is a whip. So the whip actually isn't too bad. The whip will like hone in on targets. So, like, you can jump in the air and go do that. There's a tell for when enemies are going to attack. They'll get like a little exclamation mark above them. I'm gonna stick with the bow for now. I honestly like the bow more. I think the bow's pretty good. Whoa! Oh god! It's very easy to get overwhelmed in this. So there's all the different enemies. The green ones die forwards. The red ones. You know what? You know what we will do? You know what we will do? We will go with the lightning whip. Actually, I think, does it do more damage than the bow? It actually does do more damage than the bow. I mean, if you wanted, you could have the bow and the lightning whip, but I always find it pretty useful to have a sword. Alright. Yeah. So the red guys shoot sort of these orbs at you. They don't attack you, like, you can stand as close as you want to them. The green guys are the real big problem. You also have this cool attack where when you push down and you're in the air, you get this slam that does, like, damage to everyone around you. Which is really, really useful to remember. Right, so this is a shop. These are portals, and you can walk between those as you go through. Kind of like Enter the Gungeon, you know, where you can warp around. Which is very useful. It saves time having to run around on your own. But this is a shop. These are amulets. That would replace that thing in the bottom right. The prisoner's collar that would replace. But we don't have enough money for these. Ice amulet would jump attacks burn enemies. All the damage you take is also dealt to nearby enemies. You get gold and you get a dead cell from an enemy. Poison no longer affects you. Sewers, here we come. Right. Out of each level so far, I've noticed there's like 3 different exits to each level, or at least from this level. And the way you unlock those is by you unlock, as you go through the game, you'll unlock new moves, a la sort of Metroidvania, where you unlock moves that unlock new paths for you. But you unlock those, and then when you die, you can go like new routes and stuff like that. What I just got there was like a skill up. If you see in the bottom, there's like a 1 and there's a 2 and there's a 1 by health. That affects like damage, health, and skill up. So the higher that is, the more damage you'll do with your skills. The higher it is in your weapons, the more damage you do with weapons. The higher it is in your health, the more overall health you'll have. Those reset every run. Ooh, what's that? The Force Shield. Ooh. Oh, I love this one. The ice one is fantastic. I think it's a very useful weapon. Ooh, the blood sword. Do it. So the blood sword is, I think, probably one of my favorite swords at the moment. Maybe other than the, I'm not sure, either that or daggers. I haven't quite decided which one I like more yet. If you ever see like a glowing, there we go. See that rune there? That's a little secret. Usually they hold magic, money in them, or something like a gem for money. What was the dog barking? What at? I have no idea. I think I should probably go see what it is. All right, sorry about that, everybody. That was the mailman for me. He was delivering my Switch's Ethernet adapter thing, because for some reason the Switch doesn't come with one, because Nintendo want to eke every single piece of money out of you. What are you gonna do, eh? What are you gonna do? Ooh, first skill. Flashbang. Inflicts 47 damage and stuns nearby enemies for 3 seconds. Damage plus 10%. It's a flashbang 2, so it's better than a regular one. You'll notice that we have, well, you won't see it on these, but they have wands by them, like some of these weapons will, and the higher the weapon tier, the more damage and stuff like that. So skills are on your triggers. I'm using this with a controller. I'd highly suggest playing this game with a controller. I believe they recommend it for controller as well. Oh. So you can see like that. You can use those. They have like a cooldown. We have like level 2 skills now, so a little bit stronger, which is nice. A little bit of carrot for healing is nice. Scroll of power. Right, this is good because this lets us pick one to increase. So I'm going to increase strength for now, because we only have a very basic weapon, and it's not doing very much damage. Yeah, sometimes you'll find health in those secrets. I've found, very, very rarely, I found skills in them. That is the way out. This I'm going to show you, but we won't be able to succeed, I guarantee you. This is a secret area. I've yet to actually achieve victory in one of these. Sometimes you'll find runes on the floor, and when you press the right bumper on those, you'll unlock these sort of secret areas. And the general is you have to get through an area without getting hit and by killing all the enemies. And they're hard. Oh, I failed immediately. You know, maybe that was my goal all along, was to fail immediately. I actually did not mean to do that. I was trying to edge myself to the corner and moved just a little bit too far forwards, and well, I died. I have yet to succeed in any of those. Maybe it's because I'm terrible, but it's also because it's hard. This we can't use yet. We don't have the item we need to be able to use that. That's one of the movement things that opens up new areas. This again is another thing we don't have yet. If we do have that, if we had that or we had this, it would allow us to basically find new ways out of this level. So one of them is the sewers, and one of them is this like really quite difficult area. Would we want to? Do we want to buy one of these? Take a bin, you get gold. And none of these are really interesting. I think I'll pass on those. Maybe we'll save the money for later on in the run when maybe things are going a little bit better. All right, let's get in through here, and we'll show you the sort of the bit where you make your progression basically between levels. Let's get out of here. You again. Interesting. I'm the collector, and I'm about the closest thing to company you will get down here. In exchange for the cells you pillage from your foes, I can provide you with a few useful items. If you uncover any blueprints, I may be able to provide you with some more experimental items. So as you can see, the blueprints we gathered have all gone into here, and we can unlock those if we want. Before we do any of that, though, we have to unlock the healing potion, which is what we're going to have to do now, because we only have 5 cells. So once we unlock these are permanent unlocks. All the stuff in this area. This is where it's more like a rogue-lite than a rogue-like, because rogue-likes I think of every time you start it's new. You might unlock new stuff, but you have to get those in the run. You don't start with them. In this one you will start with them. So now you have a healing potion, very much like Dark Souls. You can only use it once in an area, and you can unlock. You can improve the healing potion so you can get 2 swigs or 3 swigs out of it. Maybe even 4, I'm not sure. But now we have that. It's unlocked all sorts of things. It's healing potion 2, you have 2 charges, you've got healing potion 3 and 4. You can unlock gold recovery, which gives you you keep some of the gold when you restart a new run, because normally you lose all your gold. When you die, you typically lose all your gold, all your cells, and all your stats reset. But all the stuff here stays the same. And then here you have like weapons to unlock. If they have these little up arrows, it means it increases the... Oh, they changed it. Before there was this weird bug where it would just only say it in French. It was really strange. So if you have the arrows, it means you're going to increase the damage. If it's just the weapon on its own, this is like you unlocking the weapon. And once you've unlocked the weapon, it will sort of start appearing in runs. So at the moment we could unlock the blood sword, the bow and infinite arrows, and the force shield. We already have sturdy shield, greed shield, electric whip, throwing knife, and twin daggers unlocked. You start with those. And we have these 3 skills unlocked already as well. So hopefully we can unlock the blood sword, because I love the blood sword because it has a bleed effect on it. And there's more and more you can get. I've seen spears, rapiers, great swords and stuff like that. And there's all kinds of different ones. You can't leave here unless you use all the cells. Although you can actually cut down this door. Or at least you could. I don't know if you still can. And then leave with the cells. I don't know if that makes any difference or not, but you can do that. This thing's great. This thing, basically, this is how you refill your potions if you use them in the level. Every time you come here, it will refill your potions to full. And it will also restore your health to full as well. So that's what happens there. So your little mid-break. That room in between each of these areas is like the main place you're going to make any kind of progress. And that's how you're going to progress. Dying isn't technically, unlike Rogue Legacy where you have to die to progress, you don't have to die to make progress in this. Although I guess you do kind of have to die because you're going to be able to go so far. Oh god, oh. We'll take that. Yeah, oh, yeah. As you can see, there's new enemies now. The green and red guys kind of stick around forever. But you'll sort of find new enemies as you go through. Different, like sewers will have different kinds of enemies. The other areas I mentioned will have other enemies that are a lot harder than the ones we've seen here. Oh, that's a rune. Sometimes I'm pretty good at noticing those. Sometimes I'm pretty bad. It really depends if I'm paying much attention. You can see there's a timer in the right-hand side. That has got a purpose, and if we find anything that has a purpose to it, I'll show you. Oh, these are money doors. You can pay money to open them up, or you can break them down. If you break them down, you get cursed. And curses in this are basically it makes you so that if you get hit, you die straight away. But you have to kill, like, you'll have like a number above your head, and that's the amount of enemies you have to kill to get rid of the curse. But until then, anytime you get hit, you'll die straight away. So you could take that if you wanted, but I give a pay money for it, which is like it's like a shield. I think it's just a basic shield. I can't remember. And I don't really want to spend money on that right now. Yeah, especially because I could probably get the item for free maybe somewhere else. Ooh, skill up. I am gonna put that into health. You can see that increases our health by a fair decent amount actually. Although you will find that later on, as the levels go on, the amount of damage you take it gets pretty big. So it kind of makes sense that the health gets put up like that. These guys are new. Right, these dudes are these warpy guys who follow you around no matter where you go out. You gotta be careful because there's a cooldown on the roll. See that blue flash? That's the cooldown. So if you can't just keep rolling constantly. You got a little cooldown. Learning that cooldown and the timing of that is very, very important, I found. Another treasure room. You don't always get these, I think. Or you might always. Grenade free. Ooh. We can have two slots for skills. Left trigger and right trigger. After that you have to start swapping them out. Oh, we got a health up again. Nice. Level 3 health. Pretty good. Whoa. What is that? Oh, it's the blueprint for a meat grinder. That's a new skill. It's I've had that before. It lets you. Oh god. It lets you put down a Oh, this is gonna be fun. Lets you put down this like these like saws that will cut up people. All right. So if you can see here, you see that that guard, that sort of like dummy. Basically, what that does is it gives enemies around it a shield. It's a pain in the ass. When they have that shield, you can't do damage to them. The worst part about this is I'm gonna have to. Oh. Ugh. As you can see, it gets pretty. Things can get pretty hectic with those because you have to take out those dummies. I think occasionally the shield drops for like a second or two. But most of the time, you're going to have to get rid of, you have to get rid of it. I'm not using my ice very often right now. Probably shouldn't have used that heal there, but, yeah. Ah, here we go. Door timing. See that? Sealed 8 minutes ago. So you see that timer there? That's basically why that's there. These are optional doors that, as far as I can tell, I don't know what kind of stuff is hidden in them. Later on, but the only things I found in them are typically gold and maybe like a skill up. They're not required at all, as far as I can tell. They're just kind of bonuses if you want to sort of go a bit faster. Runs do tend to pick up speed as you unlock items. I've been going fairly slow here, so you guys sort of get the ropes. I haven't been like speeding along like crazy, but you can make it there fairly fast. It definitely gets a lot easier as you sort of unlock more items in future runs and stuff like that. Oh god, ooh, that was close. This is a shop. Bear trap. Ooh, that's an interesting one. You put that on the floor and then you increase the damage they done by they take while you're trapped in it. It's interesting. It's interesting. Electric whip. I'm gonna keep the ice. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do actually. That's not as much damage as my sword. I was thinking I might swap out the sword for the electric whip. That'd be interesting. Because it's got a range on it. You know what? I'm going to do that. I don't normally do this. I almost always keep a sword on me. So this is pretty new for me. I'm in uncharted territory. we're not doing loads of damage, but we do have a nice range on things now. If we utilize the ice, it should work out okay. There's a lot of combos you can get, so like, you know, some weapons will, sometimes the weapons, the effects the weapons have on them, like the plus 50% damage on a poison target, enemies hit explode upon death, stuff like that. Those change and those are random. So you can get ones like where the swords will do like extra damage if an enemy's frozen. So that's where the phrazy thing comes in like extra useful. Because then not only are you freezing them and incapacitating them, you're also doing extra damage when they're frozen. Things like that. So it all kind of adds up so you can get these kind of cool builds. You can also roll in the air, which is pretty useful. And you can cancel, as far as I know, any animation with a dodge roll. Right, so we can't get up there yet, and that's actually how we make progress. So to go in there, to get that, like this is the game forcing us to get a movement upgrade now. We have to go and beat what are basically sort of mini bosses. They're like elite enemies. I don't like these. Mainly just because they have all these little minions that run around with them and they make the fight way more difficult than they need to be. So these guys are like elite enemies, and you'll see they kind of have different, they kind of work a little bit differently. And they all have these little guys that just constantly respawn. And I absolutely hate them. I think they're really unnecessary, the little guys. That's like my least favorite part about the game so far, is the little guys. Oh. This is actually going pretty well. This dagger thing and my skills I have helped me out a lot. Yeah! Okay. I won't lie, when I did that on stream, I died so many times. But those skills I had there helped me out like crazy. So now this is the vine rune. Basically, this gives us the ability to climb up those vines. So the rune stuff, it seems, are the most important sort of. This is where the game sort of has its like Vania aspect in it, where these unlock sort of new ways to travel through the area. So now that we have that, we can use these. So whenever you see these in a level now, because they'll be in the first level as well. Sometimes most of the time they hide the next path out of the area. A lot of times, sometimes they'll hide like weapons and stuff like that in a hidden area. So they're useful to use when you see them and stuff like that. I don't think they get as much maybe use as they could, considering how much sort of focus they put on them. I feel like they could be maybe a bit more utilized. Don't know how I feel about that weapon right now. Flashbang 2. It's the same damage, but it does extra damage against poison targets. I don't have any. I don't have anything that poisons anyone though. If I had like a poison thing, that would be pretty useful. Ooh, the horizontal turret. I like that one. I've had that before. Whoa. And the knife storm. Okay, we've definitely got to make sure we finish this level, because those are both pretty good things to unlock. Whoa, look out. Yeah. Oh, that didn't go very well, did it? Yeah. The lightning is so good at taking out those dudes up top. Ooh. Daggers, right. I like the daggers. The twin daggers 2. Damage plus 10. Inflict a critical blow on the 3rd consecutive strike. Alright, I am a big fan of these. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get dagger and lightning. Because I like the fact that the lightning lets me do stuff in the air. So the daggers are great. They do 1, 2, and then the 3rd hit is a critical strike. And I'm a big fan of the daggers. They're a little bit. They can be a bit slow. Right, old sewers. I don't want to go to right now. The sewers are actually pretty difficult. The sewers you can only get to with the movement upgrade I've unlocked now. Like they won't be available to you until you've done that. Sewers are rough, though. I've never actually made it out the sewers. I think I'd rather go to the ramparts. Ooh. I'm actually doing pretty well so far. I do have a fair amount of time in this so far. Right, use that to make this a little bit easier. Ooh. Let's take out this guy. Nice. You might notice you can stun a lot of enemies in this. They're not too hard to stun most of the time. Some enemies are a little bit easier to stun than others. So that's the way out. This area we can't get to until we get the next movement upgrade, which is fair enough. So this will take us to the ramparts area. At the end of the ramparts is the first like proper boss, who's actually a pretty big toughie. I am back. Right. We've unlocked a couple of new blueprints, which is awesome. What I want to do is I want to unlock the blood sword. So let's get that. And then that unlocks these, which is great. So this is where you can unlock the random starter bows, random starter shields, and a random melee weapon. But you need to unlock a certain amount of items before you can get that. But they are very, very useful to have. And someone is shouting in the background. No, they're not, I think. Okay, so what else have we got? 27 cells left. Let's unlock. Ooh, I do love the Knife Storm, the Meat Grinder. I think we're gonna get the horizontal turret for now. We could also upgrade the damage on these, but I feel like it's really important to unlock as many different weapons as you can to start with, and then maybe start putting stats into the actual items to increase their damage permanently. Let's do. I think getting this is good. So you start off with a bit more gold. I think the healing potion 2 does get really useful. Having like two swigs of a flask, having 4, it does really help out. You can put as many into different ones as you want. You don't have to put them all into one. It's entirely up to you. So I could put a couple in there, put a couple in there, stuff like that. And you get the weapons you just unlocked as well. We're gonna go with the blood sword for now, and I think we're gonna pick up. I think we're gonna pick up like that for a as like a weapon. Yeah, we'll pick up that as a weapon. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's heal up a little bit. The turret thing is actually really useful. I found for like the boss and stuff like that. The stun. I think the stun is a good thing. I may regret not taking it in the end. I may end up. Maybe I should take those and the daggers, like the blood sword and the daggers. Now you know what? We'll go with that for now. I do quite like the blood sword and the daggers. The blood sword just adds bleed, and bleed in this is like stupidly strong. You definitely need to utilize bleed whenever you can. Okay, let's bomb. Yeah, take that. Whoa, look out! And yeah, out. Right, and then we got you. Yeah, take that one there. Huh. So you can see every time you. Oh my god, that was a lot of damage. Every time you hit them, like a new bleed sort of stack gets put on them. Right, we have taken a lot of damage. I'm gonna heal. We've got new enemies now, which are these guys that shoot lightning. They're usually not that bad, but they've been a bit of a pain so far for me. Like during this little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I think bleed is like a very powerful, sort of very powerful thing in this game. Maybe a bit too powerful at times. But maybe not though, because it doesn't last crazy long time. Put that turret down. Look at him go. Look at him go. And people, they'll attack the turrets as well, which is really nice. Oh. There we go. Oh. Whew. Oh god. See that damage? See how much damage that did? Yeah, it's bonkers. They do a lot of damage to you as you go on. They ain't joking around. They ain't jaking around. Oh. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. If we can find some health in a wall, that would be like really useful right now. Oh, careful of those. Those weird little red bat things are a nightmare. Oh, I didn't realize I was stuck on the chain. I thought I was jumping away. Damn. And there you go. That is a run, basically. And then when you die, you come back here. It's very sudden. You're just dead. You bum. Your cells are gone. Your money's gone. Back already? Well, it doesn't seem to be going all that well for you. No, it isn't. Have you noticed how everything seems a little different each time? Yeah, and obviously with the rogue-like aspect, the rooms are all randomly generated. They're not completely randomly generated. It's that kind of, you know, they've created areas and they slot them all together. So it's not 100% random generation. It's I don't know what it's called when they do that one. It's like a puzzle generation, like puzzle pieces they stick together. So with the Dead Man's Purse stuff, we get like 25% of the gold we had last time on us to take with us in the next one, which helps a lot, you know. And since we're starting again, we're you know, we're back to where we were again now. With our sword and our items, but you can see we have the healing potion now and stuff like that. And that's a run in Dead Cells. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, then don't forget to leave a like down below. It does help me out. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the game. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna do another video or two on these, and then I'll also be streaming them a bit. So if you wanna check that out. I haven't completely given up on YouTube yet. I still enjoy doing recording now and then. So yeah. Want to check if you're enjoying this? Then do let me know. And don't forget to check it out on Steam if you can. If you do check it out on Steam, let them know who sent you there, because I like when I get that praise. It does help me out as well, because it just, you know, lets people know about me, and lets more things come my way, basically. Yeah, that's it. Early access on Steam. I think it's about £15, 14 quid or something like that. Not sure how much that is in dollars. I think it's going to go up as the game comes out of early access. But yeah, I definitely think it's worth checking out. I will see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.